Coming to you live from downtown Pomona's R&R, and me and Vanna presents the R&R Podcast. I'm gonna stuff live, but don't make this leak that.
Don't be nervous.
I'm cool. You good? And episode 71, part 2. We got a guest tonight from OC, and I'm gonna let Rob introduce him. But we met this dude, and he'll tell you how we met.
Bahia Yacht Club back in October, the day before the Big Poppy event. We let Paul come and hang out with us, put him at our table. We had the big table, the 8-seater. Yeah, that's how we do. So he came to our Big Poppy event, Americo Cigars. Our buddies Andy and Armando are the West Coast distributors. Raul's one of the West Coast retailers. So we had 8 seats. Simon should have been there filming. But anyway, the event was at the Social House, West Hollywood, epic event. Big Poppy Cigars, Americo, we want to support him. And it was lovely. All you could eat, all you could drink, cigars. We need to do more stuff like that. So that's how we met Paul Horvat.
Correct.
And first question we ask people on our podcast, how did you get started smoking cigars?
Well, it was Duke's fault. So we have a group of guys that gets together like on Thursday nights. Mm-hmm. And for part of the year, we actually go down to Three Arch Bay and sit on the beach and smoke cigars, do the thing, right? And he's like, oh man, you gotta have a cigar. So started out with just like a cigar, random cigar. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get you going and stuff. And now I'm like walking the humidor. I'm like, okay, they get Bravado. We got the
good.
Okay, these are the Fuentes. These are the Park. It's like, ask Anthony. Like, I know what all the cigars are now, and I don't know why that is, but I'm starting to become a fan of the Maduro.
Okay.
Anthony's off camera, but Anthony will respect that one, right? Those are the full body, full flavor.
Yeah, correct. One more medium to full, but I do full body too.
Yeah.
So what's your go-tos? What are your favorites?
So I gotta tell you, man.
Give me your 5 favorites.
I can smoke a Crazy Alice or a Sweet Jane every single day.
Okay.
That's the cigar I'm smoking over there. Or that's a big size Crazy Alice.
Okay.
From Drew Estate. And then I love the Padron 29. The Torpedo. I love the pointy ones for some reason. I don't know why. I just got one from Drew Estate. I don't even know the name of it, but I just started dipping in, or not, the Liga Privadas. I just started dipping into those.
Fred smoked those.
And
Fred.
I had one. I was in Plano, Texas 2 weeks ago for training with my company.
With Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah, Plano's next close to Dallas and Frisco.
I hit 2 places, and one of the places was absolutely amazing. It was called Chamberlain's. On one side, it was a steakhouse. The other side was a cigar lounge.
Okay.
And I've been to a cigar lounge.
Is it Plano or Dallas or Frisco?
It's Frisco.
That's it.
Yeah.
Frisco's
and I'm sitting there, smoking my cigar, really enjoying. I got a Padron. Lady's like, would you like something to eat? I'm like, yeah. She gave me I freaking ordered a filet, like potatoes, like an $8 meal, and ate it in the cigar lounge, man.
That's crazy. It was nice. It was good.
It was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. This is a cigar lounge called Chamberlain's, and it's in Frisco.
It's in Frisco, in that Plano, Frisco area.
Something like that, where we could have a steak, potatoes, veggies, drinks. They have drinks too.
They have everything.
Hey, and so yeah, we need that.
And then the next night, I went to a place called Heartache, which was a real barbecue place where they just give you a sheet of butcher block paper and then load food on it.
Ooh.
Had a ribeye there that was amazing, and then across the parking lot is this other place. It was called International Cigars.
Yeah, we know that spot. That's the spot. We know that spot. Yeah, I used to get cigars off cigars.
I went out there and smoked 2 cigars with just the crew out there on the patio for a couple hours. I was like, hey, man, what do you guys think about the barbecue place? They're like, well, if you really want, they're always trying to keep somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I went over to Heartache because it was just a walk away, and I had Ubered there, so I wasn't, trying to drive anywhere else.
Yeah, Cigar International. That's supposed to be good. I haven't been there.
And so ate my steak, stuffed to the core. door, and then I walk right back over and have one more cigar before I went back to the hotel. But
What's your favorite cigar? Give me your favorite cigar. If you could only have one.
Wow. You know, I had a cigar from the island off the coast, my very first one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to call it. You can help me with the name of it, but it was a real one because, like, yeah, I'm told when you smoke a real one, you can kind of tell what's up. But I mean, that kind of I think ruined me for life. But aside from that, I think the Patron Maduro, the 29, or even the 62. So 62. It's the whatever the torpedo one is. I almost got one downstairs. I actually got 2 cigars downstairs.
Okay, good.
But
did you get any cigars?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But I like the Liga Privada stuff, and I like the Drew Estate stuff.
Okay. Let me ask you this: what's the perfect drink with a cigar?
Oh, Shirley Temple.
Oh, you killing me. Are you serious right now?
Look, I don't drink alcohol beverages. But
okay, there you go.
But I will tell you this.
I didn't know.
No, that's okay. You know, usually I'll try to fit in with a Shirley Temple, but I'll tell you the real trick is like, so if you go to a really good steak place and you order some Pellegrino with some lime and you cleanse the palate after you take a bite of your steak, it's almost like taking the first bite of steak again. Okay. I've learned with the Pellegrino that when I'm drinking that, like at Winston's and stuff, the cigar actually does have an amazing taste to it, almost like that first drag. I don't know if there's anything to it. And lately I've been a big chocolate, 82% dark chocolate guy. Have you heard of this? You get a little piece of chocolate and do that with your more chocolatey cigars. But yeah, man,
not really a drinker. Okay.
I'm not a drinker, but I mean, I love a cigar. I do all the other vices. I promise. I eat. I gamble. You know.
You makes up for it.
Yeah,
I didn't know you didn't drink. Okay, so I remember you're the first person guaranteed that's ever said. We asked, "What's the perfect drink with a cigar?" You said Shirley Temple.
Right, Shirley Temple.
The first one.
Or honestly, if you're not worried about the flavor, you don't want any sweetness because Shirley Temple's, it's cherry 7-Up, right? But yeah, like any of that sparkling water is amazing.
Okay. What's the perfect meal with a cigar?
That would be a fillet with those whipped potatoes at Chamberlain's. I'll tell you what though, some good bar food. Like if there's some good pizza, good like thin crust wood-fired pizza with like real quality pepperoni on it. There's something about the pepperoni that will do it for you. And then obviously, any steak.
I would say steak. I would say a bone-in ribeye, a tomahawk, garlic mashed potato,
garlic
asparagus, broccoli. Asparagus. I would have a dirty martini with my salad. I would have a steak, garlic mash, asparagus, broccolini, and a good glass of red wine. And then after dinner, I would have an old-fashioned French connection with a cigar. So I would start with a martini, vodka. I would have steak with good red wine, Pinot Noir, Red Blend, Cab, and then I would have after dinner old-fashioned with a cigar.
He's an expensive date.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
he's expensive.
Yeah, that's what Randy will take me out. It takes me out twice a year. Yeah.
You just think about like 5 or 6 things that are going to cost a lot of money, which I like.
We like all the accoutrements. All the extras.
We like the big shit.
Yeah.
So wait, let's switch gears for a second then. Tell me, where's the best place that you've ever gone to and had a steak at?
Mastro's in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Beverly Hills on Cannon, North Cannon Drive.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite.
Kind of a chain, but I mean, nothing against that.
Mastro's is phenomenal. They have a piano player. They have the upstairs. They have the atmosphere. I've taken limo here.
Is off the chain.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a steak?
Ocean.
Have you ever had a steak at Prime in Bellagio?
And no, I haven't.
So if you ever go to Vegas again and you're at the Bellagio, you should go to Prime. Okay. Steak. It's one of the top 2 or 3 steaks I've ever eaten in my life. And honestly, the steak I had at Chamberlain's was probably the very best steak I've ever eaten in my life.
And that was a cigar place.
And I don't know, how sometimes like you think of experience and better than it really was because there was something special. I think maybe because I was sitting in the cigar lounge with people around smoking cigars, maybe that's why it really felt like it was the best steak. Because I didn't have to get up and go do nothing.
Right.
I mean, like, I didn't have to get up and go to dinner.
Right.
I was just like, she's like, I'll bring it over to you. I'm like, you will? Okay, let's.
That's good. That's kind of like Peabody Cigar Lounge and Agua Caliente. They don't bring the steak over, but they bring the appetizers. But right, yeah, right across from them. So, and then they have like the filet mignon sliders.
Oh.
So have you been to Peabody? Yeah, it's in Agua Caliente.
I have not, but I've been out there. Have you guys eaten at Puesto local? Puesto, there's a Puesto taco place. They make a filet taco.
Okay, I'm not big on tacos, but I'll do it though. I like tacos, but
These tacos are absolutely. I'm going to lunch there tomorrow.
You want to go tomorrow?
Where?
Where is it? It's an OC?
It's an OC. It's near Spectrum. There's
Okay.
one at the Spectrum. There's also one near downtown where I work in Park Plaza.
Mm-hmm. Where do you work? Where's your job? Where?
So I work in the tower in Irvine. The one that says Chase on.
Okay.
I would say
the 2 part.
yeah, 2 part, 3 parts.
To
There's
take
1
care
part.
of the building.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So let me ask you this. So you have your golf tournament. Tell us coming up your golf classic. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, man. So
And what's the reason behind it?
So I'll tell you the quick version of this, and I'll try to give you as much detail as possible. I was at the social for Dave Welsh's Bespoke social. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave
What's the
has-
social?
The social is basically where he opens his shop, he gets a couple tents, he got some sponsors to sponsor the drinks, the cigars, and then a lot of more or less higher net worth individuals kind of show up to this thing. It's just like it's cigar, drinks, there's food, and obviously he shows off his store where he makes stuff like this. For example, see that there? This is my nonprofit that he put on the inside of this.
Okay.
Name, I mean, this.
I like that.
I don't want to tell you how much this jacket costs, but this is the kind of stuff he does. If you guys went down there and said, "Hey man, I really like this, or the other," it's like a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put it on the inside of your
Okay.
jacket. I mean, it's on the inside, like it's in the pockets, like
Yeah.
he took it and it's silk and
Nice color.
wool. It's unbelievable. The reason why I wore this jacket out tonight is because Dave is making 4 of these custom for whoever wins the tournament.
Okay.
So to answer one of the unique things about the tournament is I'm going to have jackets for the winners. They'll also get some cool prizes that day because they're going to have to wait to get their jacket custom fit. But what happened is I was at this guy's networking event, and it's just like any other networking event. I've been to 1,000 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, "Hey, can I get everybody's attention?" And he kind of stands up on the solo wood thing, which is funny because he's like 6'4".
Okay.
He's tall already.
Yeah.
I'm like, how dare this guy stand up on a thing? He's already 6'4". He stands up and he starts talking about free wheelchair mission. And it wasn't so much the free wheelchair mission at that moment that caught my attention. It was like, what the heck is this guy doing? This is the weirdest thing I've never seen anybody throw a charity call out at a networking event like this kind of an event. Like usually you would see like, "Hey, we're having an event tonight to benefit free wheelchair mission. Come on down to our thing." But that's not what the event was for. The event was like, "Come on down, celebrate your businesses." And then, by the way, I was wondering if y'all would help me out with this huge goal, 50 grand, I'm trying to raise money. So I actually had some personal stuff going on. I wasn't able to get back to the social until later in the year. And in the meantime, I talked to Dave just a couple of times, and I had asked him, "Hey, now what am I going to do to get involved in this thing?" And I'm actually more inspired by you and want to help you be on your team, because he was asking for people to be on like his team. He's got a team of guys. So that's what I did. And it was funny because he was like, "Oh yeah, well, just go to the website, sign up." Like I think he was thinking, must be had 20, 30 people asking.
Yeah.
And never sign up, right? So I go out, get in my car, I go online, I donate some money, I'm in, and I can start getting emails. "Hey man, thanks for being part of this. We'd love to learn more about you."
Yeah.
And so the following week was Mercedes-Benz in Laguna Niguel, which Dave was a part of with Bespoke, and obviously Free Wheelchair Mission was there. It was a fun event. You guys went to that event, right?
I don't think so.
I think you guys had just gone to that John Dave's event, which I think was also the week before. It was like 4 events in 2 weeks ago. It was hard to hit them all. But after the event, Dave and I are sitting there having a cigar. Everyone's clearing out, and he's like, "What'd you think of the event?" I'm like, a lot of the same faces. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but like, it was almost like an Oscar party in a way. It was like, it was almost a celebration of all of our friends that we do all these events with. It's like, And he's kind of like, yeah, we need some fresh faces. And I said, I got it. He goes, yeah, you got it. I go, yeah. I go, I'm going to throw a golf tournament. I'm going to give all the proceeds to Free Will Mission. And he was like, do it. Again, like kind of do it.
Yeah.
So 30 days from now, we're doing it at Harris Creek.
And where is the golf tournament?
Harris Creek is in South Orange County. So you drive down.
Is it San Juan Capistrano? Or
no, not that far. Drive down the 5 and you get to Oso Parkway.
Yeah, also, yeah.
Take those up to Antonio,
Yep.
bust a left. It's off to Harris Creek. The golf course is built in half of it's in the canyon, half of it's built in a residence.
Okay.
But that back 9 is probably, in my opinion, I played a lot of courses. I mean, we can argue. Like, it's one of the most beautiful back 9s I've ever played in my life. Okay. This golf course right now, tomorrow, if you guys want to go golfing at 9 o'clock, it's $175 right now.
What's it?
I'm asking $225, and if anybody tonight that we find wants to sign up, I'll give them $50 off to get the 175. So they'll be getting the same rate they would have paid just to show up and golf. Free lunch, free dinner. Swag bag, by the way, is sponsored by Callaway. They're giving us balls with logos, not just like Warhawks, like Chromes. I got Travis Matthews giving us a logo hat. Okay. I went out and got towels with some of the sponsors' names on them, and they're like the nice waffle towels, not like those, the dingy ones that a string pops off of it and it's gone forever. I got divot tools that actually are going to have. He doesn't know this yet, but I'm surprising John. John Dade's going to have his name on some of the tools. Okay. I have some gold ones, but you'll love this, Robert. When you have this tool to fix your divot hole, there's also a little magnetic ball marker. This thing folds out. Magnet sticks to the golf course, so you can set your cigar on it.
Okay.
Specifically for that.
Nice.
And then, of course, last but never least, Andy from R&R Cigar
Talk to him today.
has whipped us up 200 of his finest cigars.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're 42 or 52 centimeter. What is you know that?
Probably 42, 52.
42.
50, yeah.
And because I'm like, a guy from Orange County, they got to be really fancy. So he's put 150 of them inside their own individual glass tubes. The reason why I asked him to do that is because I said I'm going to stick one in every swag bag. So if you walk up to get your swag bag,
you got a cigar.
You got a cigar, which is probably a $25, $30 cigar. I think we wouldn't argue that, retail.
Yeah.
Right? He gave us an amazing deal on it. And then I'm assuming he's doing some sort of surprise for me with the last 50 because he said only 150 were going to be in the tube. So I'm thinking, maybe he's going to.
50 boy, yeah.
Maybe he's doing a box for me.
That's good. Yeah, he'll be here tomorrow. I talked to him today. I'm going to be with him tomorrow.
Box, but, I tried to make sure that I catered to this group, John's group, and then I've got my Chambers of Commerce showing up, So
from what city?
I got Irvine, who I literally had to sign up for today to promote my thing.
Okay.
We still need about 75, 80 golfers, which is not too odd a month out. It's pretty normal to kind of have half your field filled out before, within a couple of months. But then the last month is usually like, we'll go downstairs, for example, tonight. Maybe we get 10 people. All of a sudden, I got 4 people call me today, but I'm hustling right now for golfers because at the end of the day, that's what we need. So
he's the golfer, by the way.
Let me tell you about the fun we're having. You tell me good, bad, or indifferent on this. So I got 2 professional golfers coming out. One of them hits the ball 400 yards. So he's doing a hole-in-2 challenge. He hits the ball 400 yards. You go out there and sink the second shot, which is like 125, 135 out on the par 5. Mm-hmm. You win automatic if you hit it. You win automatic trip to Maui Golf Plantation. The girl who's coming, she's also a professional golfer, just starting out the tour. If you can get the ball closest to the pin on the par 3 she's playing with you, she will give you a ticket voucher, and then they name, and that person wins Pebble Beach.
Okay. Wow.
If they hit the hole-in-1, they automatically get Pebble Beach. Hole 7 is going to have a Mercedes. You hit the hole-in-1, you win a Mercedes-Benz. You guys have all seen that one. Look, they both like that.
Yeah.
And then I've got a long drive, straight drive, and you know what, man? You tell me if you agree with me. Every time I go to a golf tournament, I get a little tiny trophy as long as I was like, can I cuss? I was like, F that, man. Yeah. whoever wins longest drive and straightest drive, they're getting like a tailor-made $700 driver.
Okay. Yeah.
I've already ordered the drivers, so those 2 people are gonna get drivers. Plus, I'll have 2 more of those drivers in the raffle.
Okay.
So those will be just flat out given away.
That's good.
And then the 2 people that are closest to the pin, and not the same closest to the pin as the pro, these will be separate.
Right.
2 more holes. Those people will win Scotty Cameron putters.
Wow.
So I'm trying to make it
Yeah,
a little bougie.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm planning on having Andy come out. The beautiful thing about this golf course is there's like an indoor area with the bar, and then they literally have a glass that slides all the way open so that open airs to the patio.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andy can literally set up outside and literally cigar lounge it the whole night.
I'll come do that.
Dude, I mean, well, and listen, man, and just to let anybody know, and I know, we're not off to millions yet, right here.
Right.
We got, people watching it. I'm watching it now, but you can buy a ticket for $75 and just come buy some of the trips, buy some of the auction items. You don't have to come golf if you're not a golfer. Like a guy like you, if you're coming, you gotta let me know, obviously, so I can make sure you got dinner and all that stuff. But yeah, you're getting food. Fresh cooked burgers on the spot when you show up at 11.
There you go.
And then you're getting carne asada chicken, and I think it's pork tacos at dinner. I'm a simple guy, so I didn't want to go with fancy.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, look, man, would you rather have Scotty Cameron putter, or you want to eat fancy chicken?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'll just eat tacos and take the Scotty Cameron putter.
Right.
And then the raffle's going to have bags, golf packages, foursomes for other golf courses. And then the auction has like a Jack Nicklaus signed flag that this woman has found for us. This woman curated the whole silent auction. And what's really nice is they bring all this stuff out, and if nobody wants any of it, nobody pays for any of it. I don't pay for it either. Like, I'm not paying for her to come out. She's giving me an opportunity.
That's nice.
And then I had another company approach me. They wanted to do vacation packages. So I've got 21 vacation packages, including a Scotch whiskey in Scotland golf experience, which is only like $2,500.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. I got a couple Dana Point places, I got a couple local golf down there. I got a couple Monterey. I got some Napa wine trips, because even though I don't drink, that's the kind
People
of
do. A lot of people offer. Absolutely.
We're gonna sell a super ticket. We're gonna sell it for $200. It gets you into every single game, including my favorite thing that's really unique. So about a month ago, I went and saw this guy named Dennis Vargas do comedy. He's got like his own thing, and he brings out comics. He does it all over Orange County, LA.
We got to go talk to him.
He was at the playground. No, you're going to talk to him, because Dennis is coming out and bringing a couple pro comics. He's a pro comic. They're going to be on what we call the back off hole. Everybody that approaches this hole to hit the ball, they're going to be asked a question. Would you like to be heckled while you try to hit your shot and potentially win a quick prize? And if they say no, they'll let them hit their ball. They'll probably call them a pussy or something. That's right. I said, just don't make any fun of people like in wheelchairs. But other than that, everything's, I said, if you see the guys roll up in a cart with like cigars, heckle those guys. If they roll up like with Gatorade's coffees and like they're not smoking cigars, go a little easier on those folks. Those might be our charity church. We got to be careful. But,
look out for them.
Dennis's show was so good that night that I said, look, I can't really pay anything, but I have no problem if you guys want to ask for tips out there. We're not asking for any money at that hole. That's included in the super ticket. And so everybody that goes to that hole, whether they say yes or no, we're just going to give them a mulligan after the hole. So even if we do, and I'm just thinking it's going to be some good theater, right? We're going to. I have a company called Blacklight Group, which approached me up in Kenya last time. We were there a few weeks ago. Offered to film the whole thing for us, video it. They were working with Live Golf at one point, doing videos for Live Golf. So I saw some of their stuff. I'm like, are you sure I'm going to pay for this?
No. They said no.
They're like, we're trying to break into Orange County. We've been in, they've been in Tennessee. They've been in Nashville, building their company. And the guy's like, he's from OC, so he wanted to build OC as a second office. So his people are like, we're with you. So I got them, the charity, everybody together. And honestly, man, I put an amazing amount of my heart and soul into this thing. And all we're missing now is players, honestly. Like, I went out and got sponsors, and I'll tell you, I don't want this to sound bad, but I'll tell you a real story, right? So about 2 months ago, I got some people on the phone to talk about this thing. We were going to have a committee, right? So let's find out what we're doing. And they were like, Paul, what do you got? I'm like, I got this, and this. I don't know, man. I don't know if we have enough time. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. We got to do that. So I was like, oh, did you just tell me no? Did you just tell me I can't do something? Okay. A week later, I raised like $12,000. I got all these sponsors. I got all the graphics. I got everybody to build this. Like, I did it all. By the way, one little surprise guest, and it's still a little up in here, but you ever heard of a company called Win Grips? Mm-hmm. Well, if you golf, those are usually the only grips you'll ever see in a golf club are Win, W-I-N.
Win, yeah.
I guarantee you, your clubs have some Win grips.
Yeah.
I gotta work my swing, Randy.
So Win is probably going to hook us up with a bunch of grips just to give away, including the big oversized color ones. I think I'm going to be able to get a whole 144 to put those in the swag bag as well. They're going to come out and have a table and be out there. Yeah, man. I think I threw the kitchen sink at you.
That's good. It's good. But, so what date is the event? Give us the date.
Thursday, June 4th.
Coming up 1 month.
Yeah, and then
that's the month. We're the 6th. Yeah.
I hate to promote, but like Dave's event, which again, special place in my heart. Dave's become a mentor to me, through this whole process. His event, the social, is the following Thursday.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Dave
Welch.
Okay, Welch. Yeah,
Bespoke Clothing. Bespoke Style on Insta.
And where's his shop?
His shop's right there at John Wayne on the private jet side. I like saying he's on the private jet side.
He does suits.
He does everything. Like he does this stuff, like the vest, the pants, and it's all like this shirt. This is a Nike material that he gets from Nike, and then he measured like my bicep, my elbow, my forearm, my wrist, and this shirt. When I put it on,
custom shirts.
It just unbelievable. Like $250 shirts.
Yeah.
He gave me a great opportunity on some of this stuff because really this doesn't belong to me, even though he made it for me. This is really my nonprofit purchased this jacket. I don't know if I can go around spending that kind of money myself at this point. I mean, I do work at the bank, but it's still kind of new and not quite rolling in the dough. But but his whole thing is about style, and again, just hanging around with the guy. Yeah, bought a couple things from him early on, like a couple small items, and he's like, "Oh, it's like crimping and He's like, I'm coming. He's like, you should try a white shirt with that. Just stuff like that, man. And the next thing you know, like, I'm showing up at work. People are like, hey, man, what's going on with you? And I'll tell you how pimpy this guy is. You know how pimpy this guy is, Robert? In the sleeve right here, if you touch it to your phone, it will say Paul Horvath's suit jacket, and it'll say, would like to introduce you to his tailor, and it sets up an email for you to send directly to Dave. If you're interested in his jacket, that is the craziest thing.
What's that?
In the hood?
What?
Space Age Pimp.
That's exactly what that is, man.
That's crazy, though.
And see what you guys don't know about me, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you when we were in Hollywood, man. But I don't get me wrong when I say this because I'll get in trouble with it. But I didn't grow up in the hood, but I went to school in the hood.
Where'd you go to school?
So I grew up in Anaheim, California.
Hold on. So you went to school in Anaheim or no?
No.
Wait, don't tell us the school. What city?
Placentia.
Oh, there's no school. There's no. That's good. Well, like over there by the cigar lounge, by
always from over there.
The name of the gang, by the way, is Kloss. And
Kloss, I know all of them.
We have friends from there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then listen, there's another neighborhood called La Jolla.
Mm-hmm.
La Jolla is also.
What I choose to go to.
At least back in the day, I went to Valencia.
Valencia.
So I went to school off of Bradford, which was just a block down from like.
What's that freeway? That's the 57. Off of like Chapman, where my bitches are taking it. But I tell them we not do this, we true to this. We know that neighborhood, dog.
But here's the thing, man. So I grew up in a white middle class neighborhood, but because the elementary school that was built in our neighborhood belonged to that school district. They shipped us off to Kramer. They shipped us off to Valencia. So most of my classmates were Asian, Black, Hispanic. Like there wasn't a lot of white kids going to school there. If you lived just on the other side of the street from where I grew up, you went to Catella High School. Where I don't know if it was
what year of high school you?
What's that?
What year did you graduate high school?
Well, if I would have graduated in 1990,
Oh,
I
he's
get a
younger.
GED several years later.
Okay, so my boy played against Bobby Ertz. It was my power forward. He's class of 86, went to SC. He went to Anaheim Coachella.
My sister's class of 86.
But then Placentia is where Chacon is from. And that these little tables, we go over there. We go to over there.
I know that name.
Yeah,
Ciccone? Something like that?
CHACON.
Something.
AON.
Okay. So I went to school, for example, with Derek Brown.
Yeah.
I went to school with Chris Draft. You know those two
I
names?
know Derek
Brown, the running back.
Derek Brown, the running back.
Went to Nebraska, went to Anaheim Servite.
Right.
Got my buddy.
So
Simon, tell him we not new to this, we true to this. He's a running back. He went to Anaheim Servite. He's class of 89. He went to Nebraska and he got Curtis Conway to go there. And then Curtis went to school, didn't feel right, and told Tom Osborne he wanted to go home. And Tom Osborne said, we'll figure it out. Curtis had to get money to go home. So I know Derek Brown well.
Derek Brown, when we were at Kramer, 7th, 8th grade.
He's a year older than you.
Okay. No, he's in the same grade. I failed.
He's class 89.
When I failed 7th grade, I was supposed to be class of 89.
Yeah.
More story than we have time for tonight, by the way. I promise you I'm good now, but
Derek Brown was good.
But we played flag in junior high.
Right.
If he got
was he that good?
If he got the ball, he was 25, 30 feet in front of anybody chasing him, and he wasn't even at top speed. So when he went to school, I think he might have done Valencia 1 year.
He did Servite.
I think he ended up going to private school.
He did Servite. He absolutely class 89.
Yeah. And so
100% positive.
the little neighborhood I grew up in, the elementary school there was called Rio Vista. And the kids we hung out with were Chris and Tony Draft. Tony was like 6'2", completely beanstalk thin. And Chris was this little short, stocky kid. And then years later, I'm all, there's no way that could be the same Chris Draft. It was. He was the kid that was his little brother. He grew up, he's 6'4", 245, played for the Falcons.
Really? Where did he go to college?
You're going to ask me, I don't know.
But Derek Brown was good. Derek Brown was good. He was the top 5 player in the state in '89. He had to sit out in Nebraska. Nebraska took Part 48. So Curtis went there, and then Curtis left and went to El Camino and then SC. But Derek Brown. So in '89, the top players were Derek Brown, Russell White, Curtis Conway, Bob Whitfield, who was the only one, and then Tommy something out of Antelope Valley.
That's my homeboy.
So Tommy. So in '89. The top 5 players, only one of them could play his freshman year. Bob Whitfield out of Band and Stanford. Tommy, Derek, Russell, and Curtis were all from 48. Can't make this up.
Bob was married to Cherie.
Cherie Whitfield, yes, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Straight out of
wow.
Yeah, Bob Whitfield. Yeah. He's 3 years under me, 5 years under you. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So that's a class 89. So we're giving you like original high school football history class.
Hey man, I was going to school with some of the
Derek Brown.
I mean, listen, I was in line behind Michael Chang, right, the tennis player. When he won the French Open, he was in line in front of me.
In line for what?
To get a readmit pass. So when you missed school, you had to get a readmit pass so that the teacher would let you back in class.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I've been out for 2 weeks, and I was thinking to myself, because I was always, getting ones. I'm like, this kid's screwed. 2 weeks. He's so busted. Anyway, he turns around and he says something to somebody, and like his dad, I think, walked up, and she's like, yeah, no, he was in the French Open, blah, blah, blah. And I had just watched it on Sunday. I'm like, there's no way that's the guy that won the French Open like on Sunday last week.
How old was he when he won? Like 16, 17?
He was 16 years old and he had a cramps, remember?
Yeah.
So check this story out. I'm at Coto de Casa at the driving range 12 or 15 years later.
Right.
And there he is, man, hitting balls off the brick mat. And I tell my boys on what I go, bro, Michael Chang right there. They're like, okay. I'm like,
he was good. He was good. Yeah.
They're like, Michael Chang, the tennis player that won French Open. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know him. They're like, you don't know him. So I tell them the story. They're like, let's go talk to him. So I roll up on him like, hey, Mike, I don't know if you remember me, but I don't expect that you remember me. Matter after you won the French Open, you were in line to get back to school. They were hassling. He goes, oh, yeah, they were being real uncool about it. I said, I was the guy standing behind you talking to you. He goes, Valencia High School? I go, yeah. He goes, yeah. Yeah, no, I remember you.
Yes, that's great.
You believe that story?
That's crazy. Yeah, Derek Brown. Hey, Derek Brown was a beast. Running back.
Dude, Derek was so fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
so why did he? Is Placentia and Anaheim that close to each other?
So Anaheim.
He went to Anaheim Servite.
So think about this, right? So Anaheim, the neighborhood I lived in, it was between Lincoln and La Palma. And if I'm not mistaken, Servite's on La Palma.
I don't know where it is.
It's about maybe 4 miles up from where I live. It would be considered North Anaheim.
So 10 minutes away. 10 minutes away.
Not far at all. And,
Okay.
and I think Derek probably lived on the Fullerton side.
Okay.
There's a lot of kids that lived on just the other side of the 57, like Nutwood and Chapel.
Yeah, right
A
there.
lot of my buddies, we'd hang out there and it seemed like, why aren't you going to Fullerton? Why aren't you going to the Fullerton High School? But they were still coming to our school as well. The line was drilled.
Valencia.
The line was drilled.
Because Fullerton is right there at Chapman and it's right by the junior college.
Yes.
So that's like, what is that? That's like Chapman and Harbor. Close to Harbor.
Chapman and Lemon.
Yeah, Lemon,
That's the
absolutely,
Harbor.
absolutely. Yeah,
Well, Cal State Fullerton's right off of
but where Fullerton Junior College and Fullerton High School is Lemon and Harbor. Lemon and Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Cool little spot downtown
Yeah,
Fullerton right there off of Lemon.
And then you keep going down, and that's Placentia, right by the 57.
Yeah, right.
What I mean-
Bibliotheca.
Yeah.
Change the name now.
I mean,
Yeah, what is it called?
it's a 10-minute drive from anywhere in Anaheim to where I lived. You can get across, unless you were driving towards the stadium or towards Disneyland, you could get across Anaheim in 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
How you drove it.
Yeah, my boy went to tell about beers. My son, my power forward.
Went to the circle.
Okay.
Two of my homeboys went to the circle.
Well, that's good, man. Yeah, certified Jaime Cartwright, Derek Brown.
I'm
That's my boy. Carson, Derek Brown. Let me think who else? Steve Berline.
Berlin.
Who's the
Three.
kid
Berlin was
named,
there. Graduated my
Kid
year.
named, Michael Petco, that lived in my neighborhood. He played for Nebraska.
Football.
Yeah,
Where did he go to high school?
Valencia.
Okay.
Valencia was good. I remember Valencia being pretty good.
We had a coach named Mike Murillo forever and ever and ever.
Okay.
We used to always win whatever it was, Southern Section,
Yeah.
the Orange League Southern Section. We were in the
Certified good.
champion for so long.
Berline. Jaime Cartwright out of Carson. Long Beach. Derek Brown. They had a good program, but modern day was always a little better. It's like now.
You know who I run into occasionally over in my neighborhood where I live now?
Where do you live now?
I live in Michigan now. I run into Tom Marinovich all the time.
Oh yeah.
He's from, he went to like Tribuco High School or whatever,
Yeah.
or El Toro. I don't remember which
Let
one.
me think for a second. No, El Toro's Rob and Brett Johnson. Marinovich went to Capital
Capital Valley.
Valley.
Is it
And you know who else was there was
The guy that just won the Super Bowl, didn't he go?
where did what's Carson Palmer go?
Carson went to USC, and he was also from South Orange County.
He
Yeah,
was from Santa Margarita.
Yeah, the quarterback.
yeah.
He
He went
was
to Santa Margarita.
Santa Margarita.
We're
They just won it this year. No, that's San Clemente, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
But
Sam Darnold. You're right.
Went to San Clemente, but in that era it was Carson Palmer, Tom Marinovich, whose dad is Marv Marinovich, and then Tom Marinovich is our era. He's class of '88, so he's 2 years under me. A great high school quarterback, very good college quarterback. Too much baggage in the pros, but he was good.
Yeah,
He was
such
good.
a talented guy.
Yeah,
Such a talented guy, but he had the demons.
he had all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I see those, what's that mean, Richard?
This.
Up in the lapel.
Okay, so this is the scissors from Bespoke. This is kind of like they have their name Bespoke, and they have these scissors. Is like their logo.
Okay.
So he gave me this today. But listen, everything I'm wearing, these are some Magnanis down here. Look at these things. Right? I mean, I got the whole fit on today.
Okay.
The shirt, the jacket. The only thing I'm wearing that belongs to me is the chonies and the socks today.
That's good stuff. So we got June 4th golf tournament.
Yes.
What time does it start?
When everybody gets there around 11, we're gonna have them serve, burgers and dogs, whatever. Have a little putting contest where we'll have some cool prizes for that. I think we're gonna do a lot of bottles of wine. I got somebody in town donating bottles of wine. In fact, in Santa Margarita, one of the other places sponsoring us is giving us like a nice gift certificate and a bottle of wine.
Okay.
It's called Hannah's Steakhouse.
Where's that spot?
That spot is in the heart of Rancho Santa Margarita. It's like
241. Also,
so you get off 241, you get off at Santa Margarita Parkway, you hang a left, you go down to Paseo something, and it's in the shopping center. Like
Is it? So what is it? A wine bar?
it's a steakhouse, man.
Okay.
Straight up, just a steakhouse. And there's another place called Tudo Fresco next to that. There's one in Anaheim, and there's one there.
Okay.
They're the only two that exist, and it's got some of the best American Italian food.
Okay. That's good stuff, man.
When you guys come out, we gotta hit some of
We
these
got the golf tournament on June 4th, starting at 11. We
social up the 11th, which will be the following Thursday.
okay.
We got John next week.
Next week.
You guys coming out?
Yeah,
We'll be there.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
good time.
be fun.
Good to see
I wish the ceiling was a little taller and a little airier there.
Yeah, it's all good. We like that spot. We've been there several times.
I love that spot, man. It's so comfortable.
Simon's been there. Yeah.
So comfortable to smoke. Well, what about you guys, man? Like, how long have you guys been doing cigars? How long have you been?
Ask him how he got started smoking cigars.
How did you start smoking cigars? This fool, right?
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, talking to someone to a spot in Orange County, 888. He started smoking. Now he smokes like a chimney. And so he smokes. And so
What do you got going on?
Podcast.
Is that Padron?
This is a R&R.
Yeah. Randy and Robert.
Wait, where's the cigar?
It's level to this, but we gotta ease them into this. And we ain't lose. We just
our grand
Paul Horvath. He's on transfer to JC. He's not ready for the 7:30.
Listen. So
Paul is level to 4 o'clock. The 4:30 game is freshman. 6 o'clock is JV. 7:30 is varsity.
Hold up. You know when they interview the athlete, like after the game, they always give them like a really nice watch. Where's my R&R cigar?
We gotta make sure. This is Randy and Robert right here, dog.
I did not know that.
Man, we didn't want to tell you everything. It's too much. It's TMI. Too much.
Are those flattened or those?
This is we have everything wrapped.
Medium. That's our medium.
This is our Soldier King.
I gotta tell you, I keep looking at Anthony because he's kind of like Duke's cigar aficionado. Like he's my muse for cigars. And I think Duke his muse is Anthony. Like Anthony's like a little bit more knowledge. It's like if you were checking the validity of stuff, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna call Anthony."
Yeah,
and then
we really do this.
Since Duke is in here, I'm starting to kind of like the Padron that's square, that's boxed. I'm really starting to like the torpedo that's got the box.
I have a torpedo on this. This is our full body grind.
Are those for sale downstairs?
Absolutely.
I'm really
And then that one right there, like you said, is the Soldier King. That's our medium, and that's box press.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get you up. You see, we had the 8-table seat at the.
Listen,
come on, we do this. Nothing. We got it. Light work.
Let me tell that story just really quick.
Go ahead.
We have time to tell you. So we're sitting around the Bahia Corinthian Yacht Club
in Costa Mesa,
and
we had our driver take us
in Corona del Mar.
Our driver took us, had wine in the car.
This guy's been at it for a couple of hours. He has had a few drinks easily.
Oh, that's easy.
And I believe you know Jeff Snow.
I do. We know Jeff well.
So
we went to college together, brother.
He comes over to Jeff Snow to accost him basically, like, hey. Jeff's got a beautiful blonde gal.
We know her well too. We'll leave it alone.
And
we know her well, Corey.
He's had so many drinks that after he gets rejected on the offer to go see David Ortiz, he just literally smacked me like really hard. Like, hey man, you want to go to see David Ortiz? And I was like, I looked at Duke and I'm like, do we want to go see? He goes, I can't go. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go. Like, I'm up for anything, right? Let me call my wife. Let me, and then I'm driving to Hollywood the next night. I walk in there. It's kind of a little strange because I didn't know you very well. So I'm like, I'm with the guy upstairs. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, come right upstairs. And I'm like, okay, they're big time. All right, cool. And then, bam, Big Poppy we were watching the World Series game.
Yeah, we were watching the playoffs.
He was on the freaking field doing the damn game. They were in the studio in Culver City. He's like, yeah, he'll be here in like 10, 15 minutes. And then bam, there was, he walked in. Bigger than
Simon, we big time. That's what we do. It's nothing. In West Hollywood, Simon, we had a big table. We had the auction. Me and Randy did the auction. We took pictures with them. Got 2 boxes. Nothing. We really do this, Paul. We just it's nothing. We don't talk about what we just do.
All I know is I came out here tonight because I love your energy. I love the way that you talk to people. At the end of the day, man, the reason I started this whole thing behind meeting Dave and getting into this golf thing is because in my networking life, I don't really network like really anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
I get to know people. I come and hang with them. I
Right.
find out more about them. I try to get a deep understanding of what's important to them.
Yeah.
And then I have so many people that I've done this with that it's like, hey, you got to talk to this guy. Hey, you, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing this? Oh, you're doing Bill? Okay, let me introduce you to somebody over at this, and like, I'm just looking to help people. And what I found out is the more I give, which this golf tournament's another example of that. The people I've run into, the opportunities I've gotten to just hang out with certain people, to smoke at certain places, to be invited to go do things, like, it's priceless. Like, it's worth more than money. Then don't get me wrong, I got a day job, I make good money. I'm doing okay at Chase. I'm not complaining, but like, I really love doing this stuff and finding out more about you guys.
Yeah.
And then, someone's like, does we want to have a guy that sells like $4 million real estate out in the Riverside area? I'm like, I know that guy. I have that. And not only do I know him, I have it. Let me text him right now. Let me get him on the phone. Like, those are the things where you know them, you like them, you trust them. And so they become advocates for you.
That's right.
And then I become an advocate for you guys. And so wherever I'm at, whenever those opportunities come up where I think, you know what, Robert would not be a great fit, but I know that Robert and Randy know these fools that I think are doing this. You know what, let me connect you with these guys. They may not be your guys, but let them know I sent you and that you're looking to get connected
all day.
out here, right? And so that's what we do. That's what I do. I'm a connector of people, and I spend so much time really listening to other people and what's going on with them that it's not bullshit. A lot of these people have never, I know Johnny, and it's like, do you? Is his number like speed dial on your phone? Like, what do you mean? No, like, no, and I'm not trying to hate on anybody. It's like, how many times has someone come to you and say, I got a guy, hold on. What was his name again? Okay, that's not somebody that you know. You're
really
somebody. It's more like, hey, man, I've been with this guy for 7 years. This is the guy, if you're buying a Mercedes, you got to drive out to Orange County. Red carpet service. He sold Snell from the Dodgers. His UAC.
Wow.
And drove it out to him and dropped it off for him and his wife.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then, I don't know if you know who is it Chris Snell? I think it's Chris Snell, right? Is it Blake Snell? Sorry.
Blake Snell.
Do you know that Blake Snell's wife's sister is married to one of the players on the Sacramento Kings?
Wow.
Which is,
Not DeRozan.
he was on the Bulls and now he's on the Kings.
Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan?
No, Zach LaVine is married to Blake Snell's
wife's sister.
Oh,
Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine out of Seattle.
They're rolling around and he's like, no, I just bought this Mercedes from this guy. And he's like, oh, well, get the number. So now he's doing, like, I don't know if he sold one or not. I'll be giving away.
Zach LaVine.
I'm saying, like
Zach LaVine.
that's how it happens. That's how you get to do those kind of opportunities. I hope I didn't break any anonymity on anything, But like, man, like, it's just, I put my heart and soul into this thing, and like I said, did I remember? I didn't forget to tell you. So on the Back Off Challenge, I got these pro comedians coming out, and they're just gonna roast everybody. And I mean, these guys are pros.
We have a comedy show here.
People are going to pee their pants, but I will hook you guys up with Dennis. Dennis does shows all over the place. I don't know what his fees or what he charges, but he'll bring in 5 or 6 people. They'll start off with a couple of, guys kind of working their way. And then he brings up 3 just absolute killers. Pros that are really getting ready to do Netflix shows.
Our next show is July 2nd. So we'll talk.
And I would love for you to talk to me about that. I would love to put networking piece, because I don't know if I told you this earlier, but the next thing I think we're going to do is a poker tournament.
Okay.
I have it for you.
Football Thursday.
So I've got a connection that will take the felts and put Artist Cigar, put me Havana, put you on the felt, and then that felt goes on the table, and then I want the person sponsoring the table to be the bounty at the table. So that's how we'll do it. Imagine you're sitting there at your own table, your own logo, and you're just talking shop with 7, 8 people, at least for a little while, until some degenerate, goes all in on the 4th hand. But think of the networking opportunity when we ask it to be a networking opportunity, not just poker. We'll give some money to charity. We'll figure out charity. Everybody's and we'll just partner up on the thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to start doing, It's not about what I get out of it. It's about what can I get for everybody else.
Yes, sir.
Because when I do that, then you guys remember me, think of me, and go, Paul, what can we do to help
For
you?
you.
Right.
Hey, I just need $1 million deposit this quarter.
Easy. Like, we got that.
Yeah, I mean, no, and I jokingly say that.
Yeah, he got that in his bag. He had $1 million.
I'd be surprised, Rob, how many times after just kind of doing this stuff for a while, all of a sudden I'll ding my phone and you're like, hey, Paul, call this guy. He wants to open an account. Right? I'm like, I haven't called yet. So yeah, hey, I'm running this manufacturing company. It's worth about $20 million. Just hoping to open an account, maybe just a couple $1 million in the with a friend. Like, just start talking to me about stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's crazy.
I'm like going through my, who said this to me?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? It's like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy that I introduced to somebody who I never really talked to him again,
Mm-hmm.
but I introduced him to the right guy and he went off and did business with them and he had my number still. He's like, the first time someone said they needed a big time banker,
Yeah.
a senior banker, he gave him my number. That's the reach.
That's the
we want.
benefit, yeah.
Anyway, enough.
That's good stuff. June 4th, golf tournament. Paul Horvath.
Yep.
What golf course is it at?
To Harris Creek in Rancho Santa Margarita, California.
Be there, be square.
Well,
Episode 71, part 2
books.
in the books. Episode 71.
Thank
Light word. Light word.
Yes, we got
Light
it.
word. We got it. It's nothing.
Now what do we do?
Simon, we got it.
I'm gonna get you this one and that. This is a full body.
Okay.
That's a medium,
Medium.
and I'll give about 2 each for you guys.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Anthony will give you his honest opinion. I'll tell you.
All right, Nicaragua.
Good stuff. Yeah, Nick Robin. Good.
Okay. Okay.